Cancer is not discriminating in its choosing. But every day there are families in the Northwest finding out firsthand what it means to live with cancer, to search for a cure, to hope for a miracle. Join us tonight for a closer look at some of the men, women, and children in our state who are taking on this fight with cancer, and they plan to win. This isn't just any birthday celebration. It's a celebration of life. One little girl's life.
My name is Katie Callahan and I'm 8 years old.
Katie has cancer, a dreaded word for a dreaded disease that will affect more than 1 million people a year.
Happy birthday to you.
For all of them, it's about taking each day as it comes and savoring a moment.
Happy birthday to you.
Sometimes you just think you want to hold on to those days too. You don't want it to go too fast. People that see Katie just, there's some about her, I guess, that just draws people to her.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I win! I like to make people laugh. I am the champion.
They're a little bit too goofy.
Oh, this is her birthday last year.
That's my best friend, Laura.
At Katie's last birthday party, she was just a regular kid, no sign of a problem. But what a difference the year made. Michelle Callahan knows that, and it's easy in retrospect to wonder why she didn't know.
That was the Thursday before Easter that you were complaining of your leg, remember?
There was a form of cancer, an osteosarcoma.
When they first told us that Katie had cancer, I think I was shocked.
She received what is our best treatment we know of for treating osteosarcoma.
I did a lot of crying, a lot of sleepless nights that first week.
And despite that, the tumor actually grew a little bit.
And I remember walking in the hallways and seeing kids and on the wall and I was just thinking, I've read about this in magazines, you know, but I'm here, you know, this isn't real. You know, you still think it's not real, but it's real. We have to get lunches ready the night before. You guys want apples in your lunch?
For most families dealing with cancer, life doesn't stop after the diagnosis.
Pickles on yours?
Especially for Michelle and her husband Pat,
Andrea,
who have other children with other needs.
what time are you going to be home then? Brian is 16 and Andrea's almost 14 and Chris is 12.
So you'll be home about 9? All right, drive carefully.
And here's my room, and there's my biggest cat.
And then there's Katie.
Now what are you going to do?
Coat myself with beans.
Katie has an amazing spirit. I don't hear her complain at all about being sick, hardly. I mean, she does complain about going to the hospital sometimes, but she's always happy. And she has a real zest for life. And she's probably wise beyond her years, too, you know?
Okay, fine. I'll put the cat up there.
I think Katie has held our family together. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but I think sometimes the kids that are sick like that tend to be stronger than everyone else. It's weird, but she just keeps on going like nothing's wrong with her.
It'll be right there.
I know where she's at already. She's done this trick before. She's in the animals.
Hey, this is comfy. I can sleep here.
In August, she had her leg amputated.
I didn't know at first. I just went into surgery, and they didn't know if they were going to take it or not, so it ended up they took it.
You have no control over your child anymore. I mean, you don't. You have no control. I mean, Katie's life is out of my hands now, and you know the doctors are in control of her, and I think that's a hard thing for especially our mom to let go of.
Her tumor continued to grow and spread to other parts of her body, including to her lungs. For that reason, Katie enrolled on a series of more investigational chemotherapies, which initially were not effective, but the most recent medicine we've been using, a medicine called gemcitabine, has at least shown some effectiveness at slowing the growth and even causing some shrinkage of her tumor.
I think she's on the 5th different type of chemo now, and so now I guess we just wait and see what medicine works.
56.76.
For Katie, the changes over the last year are just that, changes. Something she sees as normal for now.
What I find remarkable is the children seem completely unfazed. It's almost as if we're telling them that they have an ear infection that has the same import as telling them they have cancer.
Doug Hawkins is one of many doctors at Children's Hospital in Seattle who works every day with children who have cancer. Katie is one of his kids.
Did you bring some homework to work on, Katie?
Yeah.
He did it. He's just kind of stayed along with us, which has been good because it makes you feel comfortable that you have just... And I feel comfortable with him. I think he's been really nice to us.
There's something about the seriousness of cancer that strips away all the superficiality that you see in many relationships between doctors and patients or in general life, and you really get down to what matters.
We will give you some really hard social studies stuff.
And she is so full of energy, even when she's not feeling well. She has a smile that just lights up the room.
In the months since Katie's diagnosis, Dr. Hawkins has followed her treatment closely, looking for new clinical trials and investigational medicines when the traditional treatment wasn't working. The process is a long one, and one that is far from over for the Callahans.
They said it'd be about a year. So now, here we are, and it's not done yet. Katie.
Katie's face in these halls at Children's Hospital has become a regular feature. From frequent blood draws and bone scans to doctor's visits and physical therapy for her new artificial leg. This has become Katie's world.
Hey, kiddo. We're going to do your stretching.
This morning, I was just laying in bed, and Mama was like, Katie, we have to get up and go to the hospital. I was like, I don't want to go.
Okay, out to the side. Come out this way. All the way out to the side, really far, and back in. Good. Is that okay?
It's hard, but...
Hard. Good. 3.
With physical therapy and stuff, you just got to keep on her and keep on her and keep on her. And sometimes you just want to stop and say, is this worth it, but you just got to keep going. Otherwise, things are just going to fall apart if you don't.
Whoa.
Catch it. Touchdown.
Today was my last day of physical therapy, just for the week, because I have 3 days every week. And I was so happy. But, whoa.
I think you should wear your leg back to the car.
I don't really like that leg. I don't really know why. I just don't really like it. Some people say that it's not as good as my real leg, but I don't really care that much because I like this leg better without it because there's a scar and you can draw eyes, a nose, and then you put red on the scar, on top of the scar.
I think Dr. Hawkins is going to be surprised when he sees you with your leg, don't you?
Yeah, it's a nice day out there.
I know, it's too nice to be sitting in here, huh, Katie? She's growing hair.
In the back.
Still getting plenty of medicine. There's no correlation between hair growth and effectiveness.
Homework first.
I can watch TV. I'm good at that.
With Katie so often at the hospital, days that were once passed on the school playground are now being spent indoors.
I'm taking the shortcut.
There are only occasional visits back to Mrs. Curtis's room in Edmonds.
Hi, Katie.
All the kids get excited, Katie, and when she walks in. When she was diagnosed, her mom called me at home, and she told me she had cancer, and I had just lost my dad to cancer in December, so of course I broke down and started crying, But from that point on, it kind of changed how often Katie was able to come to school because of the chemo.
Partners that aren't holding thermometers, I want you to be ready.
I have been touched by the way the kids respond to Katie. I mean, I don't think that they look at the long term, and where as an adult we tend to look more at the what ifs and the what could happen and, what the future holds and things like that, where with kids they just kind of look day to day. Oh, Katie got to come today. Great, here we go. Let's go play.
You 3, I'll be right back. I expect works of art. I'll be back.
Did anyone do a bear? No. I'm doing an angel bear. Too bad. No. My first favorite friend is Tommy Schofield, and he's been really nice. You could draw it on your arm. You could draw it on your cheeks. Except not your head. Why? Because next year you'll have hair. True. If I'm not having chemo.
I know a lot of them have a fear that Katie's going to die, or the fear of the unknown of what's going to happen next for her, because it's been such a huge battle for her and her family.
Hey, about the author.
That's me, and I was 1 month old, which I'm really cute in that picture.
That's my wish, is that, I see her through all of this and see that she beats it, and that she has a life after all of this.
My favorite thing to do is ride horses.
Because she certainly deserves it.
What do we do for Katie?
The kids and I always talk about how brave she is. We just say, bravest person we know is Katie.
As each week of chemo, blood draws, and physical therapy passes, the day that is most dreaded for the Callahans draws closer. Scan day, to see if the therapy and the drugs are working.
It's just, I don't even want to go.
Scans. That's the part that makes me really scared, if the scans are good or not good. But they're usually good.
Come on in.
Last time, Katie's tumor seemed to be reacting positively to the experimental drugs she was taking. But waiting for the next piece of news is not easy.
I wish that I didn't have to go, but I know that I have to be there.
Listen for the breathing instructions, okay?
That's how you feel. I don't even want to do it. You just dread it.
Hold your breath.
Yeah.
Most likely, if it's effective, they won't have gone away entirely, but rather they will have shrunk in either the number of nodules or the size of the nodules, and that will tell us that this form of chemotherapy is effective for her type of cancer.
Okay, we're all done.
I just felt like you can't breathe or something. You just have to get out. You just wait. All day you're going all day, waiting and waiting. It's hard to do that all day and just wait, because you just never know what they're going to tell you,
I could not see any other new nodules that she had. For all the pulmonary nodules were either the same size or slightly smaller, comparing with the exception of this nodule right here. You can see it's dramatically larger. So to give her all the side effects of that medicine without any of the benefit, I don't think is the right thing to do.
For the Callahans, it's enough to just get through this day. A decision about what lies in store for Katie will wait until tomorrow. One thing is certain. Katie's fight against cancer is far from over.
It's just a new way of life. I think you get to accept it. This is the way things are, and it's going to be this way for, as far as I can see, forever with Katie.
Coming up next, how close are we to winning the war against cancer? And where is the Northwest in this fight? And later, from the game of basketball to the game of life, the clock is ticking for the Callahans. Katie's cancer takes a new turn.
This Home Team 2000 report brought to you by your Northwest Chrysler Plymouth dealers.